Hi, I'm Jane Lewis, Chair of Education, and it's my great pleasure, on behalf of our entire Education Department, to welcome you to CBU's Bachelor of Education program. All of us in the Faculty of Education are passionate about teaching, and we can assure you that you are entering a wonderful career. We're probably a little biased, but we think you've chosen a wonderful program too. I get to tell you about two parts of that program. To provide you with a bit of an overview to let you know what you can expect as your terms unfold. And second, I'll say a few words about advising itself. On the overview, our program unfolds over 16 months, 4 consecutive terms. That's a little unique in this province. It's intense, but as I always tell students in the beginning, you can almost see the finish line from the starting point. And you can rest assured the time will go quickly. Your first term, May to July, is an introduction. And during that term, you'll also get to participate in service learning, which is something you're going to learn more about on another slide. Term 2, Fall, is where we really focus on getting you classroom ready. You'll take most of your methodologies in that term. That's about teaching you how to teach. And in that term, you also participate in a professionalism series and go out into the classroom for a couple of weeks. Term 3, January to April, is your extended practicum. And there'll be another slide on this too, because this one's particularly important. And this time next spring, May to July, will be your final term, and you will be classroom ready for the fall 2020. That's a neat thing. You start our program spring of one year, and you're classroom ready by fall of the next, and we think that's a distinct advantage. Now on advising. Advising is mandatory for all first-year students in a program at CBU. We do appreciate that some of you aren't new to us and that you're not first-year students here. But because you're new to the B.Ed, you have to be advised in order to register. So that's partly the purpose of this advising tool, this online tool. The B.Ed is pretty structured and prescribed, so there's not a lot of choice. And for most students, it's pretty clear-cut the things they need to do. If you need more advice than you will have received, or more information than what you know at the end of this slideshow, we'll be happy to meet with any of you that want to do so to provide more information. But otherwise, all you need to do is sit back and listen to our talking PowerPoint, and at the end of the slideshow, you'll be able to click that you have been advised and go on to register. Again, we're delighted that you're studying with us, and I look forward to meeting you soon. Bye for now.
Hi everyone, welcome from me, Patrick Howard. Welcome to the B.Ed. I teach the assessment course in the B.Ed program, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you in the fall. So I'm going to talk a little bit about electives in the B.Ed, and they're pretty straightforward. Right down here on your sheet, you will see information about the electives. Now, the Department of Education lays out the coursework that's required for the B.Ed in the province of Nova Scotia, so there's a little room left over for electives. So for those doing the Aboriginal concentration option in the program, you will take the Education 4136, Aboriginal Education Models. Those not doing the Aboriginal Education option, well, you can still take 4136 as an elective, or you can choose 4108, the Integrated Technology option. And there it is. Simple, straightforward, but if you have any other questions about electives or anything else, you can contact me or any of the faculty in this advising PowerPoint. So thanks for listening.
Hello and welcome. My name is Dr. Sandra Jack Malik. I teach English Language Arts Methods class to the B.Ed students. First of all, I'd like to absolutely welcome you. We're thrilled that you're joining us. And today I would just like to spend a couple minutes talking about the Indigenous concentration. That's an option for you. So why is it important for us to learn about Indigenous people? I'm just going to share a couple of reasons. First of all, taking the courses in the concentration will allow you to think deeply about your understandings of Aboriginal and settlers in what we now call Canada, pre and post contact. Why is this important? Because the history of Aboriginal people is inseparably connected to the history of all Canadians. Next, Indigenous Studies courses provide a space for Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal students to reflect on the past, to learn about Aboriginal traditions and the history of colonization as part of our ongoing efforts to reconcile, as part of the recommendations from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Number 3, much of the land that makes up what we now call Canada is treaty territory. For example, Cape Breton University is on the unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. Generally, this means that Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal peoples entered into various types of agreements, treaties. Knowing about this history and the ways in which the treaty relationships between Aboriginal peoples and Canadians have been both maintained and ignored is a responsibility, I would argue, for all Canadians. 4, learning how to think critically is an important skill that is taught in all 4 courses. Canada has a national pride, strong national pride, and it is often stories that celebrate Canada's accomplishments that we share with students in elementary and secondary school. When Aboriginal history is added to this narrative, which sometimes happens only when students reach college or university, in this case a Bachelor of Education, the story becomes richer and it becomes a more complicated story. Finally, we can't eliminate Canada's history of colonization from our identity simply because it's an uncomfortable story. To do so would be to deny Canadian children the opportunity to understand their Anishinaabe, Inuit, Mi'kmaq, Métis, and other Indigenous friends and neighbors. Being able to think critically about Canada and its relationships with Aboriginal people will provide you with a deeper understanding of where you're from, while allowing you multiple opportunities to think deeply about how you will share what you've learned with your future students. I hope you'll join us in the Aboriginal concentrations. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to come and see me. I look forward to meeting you.
Most people are very curious about the practice teaching experience, so I'll share a little bit with you about that, but you'll receive much more detailed information during orientation. My name is Kathy Snow, and in the context of your program, you'll meet me either teaching your science methodology courses or through the service learning project that you're going to complete this first term. During orientation, you'll find out about the process for requesting your practicum placement, as you have the ability to choose which schools you would like to work with and which locations and grades you're interested in working in. However, the basic information that will help you start your planning right now is that you don't need to worry too much about your placement beyond ensuring that your criminal records checks have all been submitted. Your teaching placement will be structured with a few initial observation days. We try to get you in to schools as early as we can, and then a long block practicum that will start in December and follow the school calendar, which will see you working in schools until about mid-April. To help you prepare for this long block placement that becomes your entire third term of the B.Ed degree, we've integrated a service learning project in this first term. You'll find out more about this project during orientation as well. But essentially what this project asks you to do is to teach anyone anything. It allows you to share a passion of your own with a community partner of your choosing.
Hi everyone, I'm Catherine O'Brien, also faculty in this Department of Education. We are looking forward to meeting all of you at our B.Ed orientation on May 6th at 9 a.m. I also want to let you know if you're interested in a research assistant opportunity with our faculty, please let us know because there could be some positions coming up. So you're nearly done. This is the last slide. Once you have indicated on the advising form that you've reviewed this presentation, simply press submit and you will be able to register for your courses. See you in May.